Hi, and welcome to another episode of Honest AF Show with me, Daniela Clark.
And me, Barbara Ann Wild.
Miss Barbara Ann Wild. I get to see you twice this week. It's very exciting.
I know.
I'm so happy.
Me too.
And you're always like just like the gift that keeps giving. I just don't know about you. I walked into the studio this morning and Barb bought me a pair of shoes. I love it when she does that. She does one for me, one for you.
Yeah, it's so funny too because we're the same size as well. But I'm just like, you know what? I know that you'll love them. You send me things and now I think it's stuck in my algorithms.
Yeah.
So now I'm like getting things that are similar.
Well, I sent you the Chloe shoe that just came out, the new collection. Aren't they gorgeous?
Yes.
They've got like a clear upper, and they're very tall platforms, right up mine and Barb's alley.
Yeah,
so,
they're the cork way.
They look
they wood or cork, but they're very cool. They have the graffiti
wood.
all over the heel.
Yeah,
I love them.
They're so cute. They come in different colors. They look like candy. I love them.
They have the total jelly vibe.
Yeah, really cool. Which brings me to, we've been bombarded by Paris Fashion Week.
I know.
This whole week,
Zach
which has been really fun.
Paris for Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah.
He was people watching. He's like, I think it's like that fashion time or whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, it's Fashion Week. He was sitting there front row at a cafe, just watching everything go down.
Yeah. I know, it's really fun. I always love some of the coverage that I really enjoy is the street style.
It's so
coverage
good.
of Paris Fashion Week is always really fun. Did you have a favorite collection so far? I can tell you mine.
Two. I loved Chloe,
of course,
and Zimmerman.
Oh,
I thought Zimmerman was fantastic.
Yeah, you're very bohemian that way.
I just love the ruffles and the lace and the flowy vibe. I loved it.
I think Valentino killed it this year.
Actually, Valentino didn't look like Valentino to me.
Well, because it's the designer from Gucci.
Which is so funny because it looked more like YSL to me or something a little edgier, and I loved it.
Yeah, it looks great. Valentino looked great. Let's see, who else did I really love? I love Givenchy.
I didn't see Givenchy.
Yeah, and I loved Anna Demachier. So,
I always love her stuff.
Yeah, really great.
I didn't see that one either, though. I'll have to go and watch when I get home.
Everything seemed really dark and gothy, and I loved it.
I love that too.
Yeah, I think,
you and I talked a little bit about some of the others that we were kind of bored with. It just seems like for a lot of designers, it's kind of been like
YSL
very
looked
similar.
A little,
I mean, the 80s were not my favorite anyway. And I
do power suits.
I don't like the power suits. I do like a shoulder.
You do like a shoulder.
I do because I'm small and I have long
liked
legs,
all the leather power suits. I just thought they were kind of fun. 80s vibe.
What was it? Vinyl that they used.
Very dynasty.
See-through. It was very kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
that leopard.
But I love the editorial that they've been doing with Michelle Pfeiffer. It's been gorgeous.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was going to be more like traditional power suits, not in the traditional 80s royal blue and the yellow and stuff. That's not my
I love that Gucci's using Debbie Harry for their campaign.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh my God, she looks amazing.
You know what's so funny? I just bought 2 pieces from her collection. The Wild Fang.
Oh, yeah.
She has her own line.
Yeah.
And the trousers are so good. They've got like grommets that are all on the waist and they're low cut and they're really baggy, but they're really beautiful Italian fabric.
Tailored, yeah.
Yeah, they need to be hemmed because they're like literally, I have long legs, but these are crazy. And then a cute sweatshirt that's cut in the sleeve, but has metal rings to hold it together so you could take them, open them, and make it a short sleeve sweatshirt or long. It's really cute.
Multifunctional. I like that. Yeah. That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've been enjoying it. I love watching all of that.
Was she in Gucci for the Vanity Fair after party then? The brown long gown that she had on?
She probably was because she's doing the whole Gucci campaign.
That would make sense because they did a lot of chocolate brown and she was in this chocolate brown gorgeous.
The campaign is gorgeous. It's her in a car.
Oh,
and
I didn't see it.
She just looks phenomenal. But when the last time we saw them play, Frankie and I, our breath was taken away from how
was
beautiful
she at
that
was.
Yes, at Crew World.
Yes,
at Crew World.
Year.
Yeah. She Blondie played at Crew World, and she just looks unbelievable. I think she's almost 80, or
She
she
is.
might be 80
I
already.
think she turned 80 last year. I think it was.
Frankie and I, when she came on stage with this like leather shorts and a leather jacket.
God bless her.
And she just looked phenomenal. And she had these like sunglasses on. And then she took her sunglasses off and she looked up, and those iconic eyes.
She's beautiful.
Gorgeous. The bone structure, everything. She's breathtaking. She
was my Jesse's
gorgeous.
very first crush.
Yeah.
When he was like 2.5 years old, he sat on the couch and we were watching some Blondie video came on, and he said to me and Zach, "She's so beautiful, I fall down." And he fell down on the ground. And Zach and we always tease him about it to this day. He's like, "Well, is she not the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen?" I'm like, "Actually, Jesse, you were right on.
She really is beautiful.
Very cool."
But yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun with that. And thank God for that as a distracction, because let me tell you something. I've had the week from hell, as you know.
I know my heart.
As you know.
I'm like,
what a week we've had. Well, so what happened was last Friday, I think it was.
It's a week ago today.
Yeah, it's a week ago. It's been a week.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's been a week. So before that, I'll go back a little bit. About a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, Gilby said to me, something weird is going on with my vision. I'm starting to see black spots. And I said, oh, that happens. It's probably just floaters, but let me look it up. So note to the wise, do not use the internet as medical advice.
You diagnose yourself with God only knows what.
Do not do that. So I looked it up on the internet, and it said, yeah, black spots in your vision usually is caused due to aging, and it's just floaters. It's benign, nothing to worry about. Well, let me tell you something. That's not true.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I only know that because my mother worked in the optical field since she was 17 years old. So my mother would come home. She worked for one of the biggest ophthalmologists in New Jersey, who was on staff at Wills Eye Hospital, which is the famous eye hospital in Pennsylvania. And she would come home and tell us these crazy stories. And one of the things she always said was, black spots.
It's very serious.
Yeah.
So that was that. And we thought, and I was teasing him. I'm like, in sickness and in health, don't worry. I'll take care of you. I'll be your nurse. And I said to him, but don't worry about it. Don't go getting your eyes fixed, because he tells me I'm the most stunning woman he's ever seen in his life.
So do
and
I.
I still think so. So I'm like, just don't get your eyes fixed because that would be catastrophic. So, and I always tease him about that. So then last Friday, we're at dinner and I look at him and I said to him, what's wrong? Are you okay? And he goes, what do you mean? And I go, well, your eyes look funny. And he goes, what do you mean my eyes look funny? And I said, your eyes don't look right to me. It looks like something's wrong with your eyes. And he was like, well, what are you talking about? And I go, I don't know. Are you tired? And he goes, well, maybe I'm just tired. So that was that. He went home. He looked in the mirror. He goes, I don't see anything. And I go, yeah, your eyes don't look right to me. And he goes, I don't see what you see. And I was like, okay. We went to bed. Wake up that morning. And he said to me, Danielle, I think something's wrong. I'm seeing double. I'm having double vision. And I'm seeing black spots. And I go, that's it. We're going to go to the doctor right now. And he said, well, it's Saturday. Where are we going to go? Everything's closed. We'll have to wait until Monday. And I said, no.
God,
we're not waiting until Monday. We're going to go now. And he goes, well, who's going to be open on a Saturday? I said, you know what? Lens crafters. They're open on a Saturday, and they always have an optometrist on staff. They have a doctor on staff that checks you. And maybe they can dilate your eyes and look at them and see what's going on. We're going to go now. I called them. They said, we don't have any appointments available. And I said, listen, my husband has double vision and he's seeing black spots. Something is really wrong. And they said, okay, you know what? We're going to squeeze you in. Bring him in. Thank God. They were incredible.
That's
you don't think of lens crafters as like, they're like, a chain, and you wouldn't
You're
think
thinking of them just to get quick prescription and contact lenses, and you're not thinking of them in terms of
you don't think of them as like a doctor or like somewhere you would go to in an emergency, but they were incredible. They immediately dilated his eyes. They took photographs of his eyes. They came in and they said, listen, this is an emergency situation. He has a tear and a detached retina. And you guys have to go straight to a retina specialist. He's going to need surgery.
Wow.
Or he's going to need some kind of procedure. But this is very, very urgent, and he could lose his vision. So it has to be dealt with immediately. He's got to go to a retina specialist right now. I'm like, how are we going to get a retina specialist on a Saturday? And they said, we've already called ahead. We've made arrangements.
Wow.
The surgeon is going to meet him there at the medical center. Do not go home. Go straight there.
Wow.
So we listened, and we went straight there. And oh my God, what a scary situation. What an ordeal. They said, thank goodness you came in when you did. Had you waited till Monday, you could have lost your vision. When you see things like that, when you see spots in your eyes like that,
right,
you must go see an optometrist, a doctor immediately, within 24 hours. Because if you have a detached retina, they explained it to us. And let me see if I can explain this properly. But apparently, everybody, as we age, everybody has in the back of your eye, you have like a jelly type substance, right? So here's your eyeball, and it's filled with like this jelly substance. As you age, everyone, their jelly substance in the back of their eyes starts to dry out and starts to peel away. And it's almost like wallpaper peeling off of a wall.
Okay.
So it gradually starts to peel away, and that can create the black spots, the floaties, whatever. But what happened with Gilby's
because you're actually seeing it?
Sometimes you can see little floaties that'll break away, and it kind of scrunches up like a little ball, almost like if you took cellophane and scrunched it up.
Okay.
But what happened with Gilby's is instead of just kind of peeling away, it ripped. It ripped off, and it tore, and it allowed all this fluid to come in and detach the retina, push the retina out. So what they had to do, they gave us like two options. Basically, option one was we would try this procedure where they would inject a gas bubble into his eye to try and basically plug up the hole and prevent any more fluid from going in. And then they do this, like after that procedure, they do a laser scarring to kind of create like a barrier, almost like create a callus.
Right.
And then that should work to stop any more damage and stop it from damaging your vision, because you can go blind from a detached retina. And especially if you don't go and get treatment immediately, you lose your vision. So we did that procedure, and they said that's what we opted for. The other procedure would be to have surgery to fix it. But the surgery almost always will cause cataracts.
Right.
And then you have to have cataract surgery.
Right.
So
wow.
they thought that he would be a good candidate for the gas bubble and the laser. So we opted for that. And so we did that. But what we didn't know was that it takes a lot of participation from the patient.
Ugh.
So not only did, we did all that, and that procedure is, something, but poor Gilby, he did all that. And then they said, and now you have to lie on your side horizontally every day, all day, for a solid week. To keep the bubble in place so that it blocks the fluid. So poor Gilby is laying there on his side. But the first procedure, he had to lay with his face down.
Oh, that's right. That's what you said.
For a day. And then now he's on his side to keep this bubble in place so that it prevents the fluid from going in and
Oh my
continuing
God.
to rip it. It is unbelievable. It is just like, and it came out of nowhere. He's never, ever had any kind of issues with his vision. Never.
Wow.
And it just came out of nowhere. All of a sudden,
They have no idea why that happened.
they have no idea. And
Wow.
I thought because he was,
He's been so
he's
sick.
been sick with the flu and he was coughing a lot and, blowing his nose, that maybe that affected it. And they said, no, we don't think so. They don't know. It just happens. It's just the luck of the draw. Sometimes that just happens. I mean, everybody has this like situation where as you age, you get, these, sometimes you see floaters, but not everybody has a detached retina. Sometimes it just happens.
Wow.
And it just happened.
How scary.
Really scary. So, right now I think he has a couple more days left of laying on his side. And then we have to go in for a follow-up appointment and see how it's doing.
Right.
So far, the procedures have been doing their job.
Okay.
But he won't really be out of the woods for a couple months to make sure he doesn't get any more tears or any more. So it's a very very scary situation because it's your vision. It's his vision.
So scary.
Very scary.
And didn't you say that there is a tendency for the other one for it to happen in the other eye as well?
Yeah. Usually if it happens in one eye, it could happen in your other eye too. So, oh my God, it's
terrible.
It's terrible. And I just, oh God. And of course, I just started this new company, started a new job, and I'm running around and I'm trying to work and also help him. And,
Totally.
oh my God, it's a lot. But the poor guy, I just feel so bad for him because he's also a very high energy person. He
doesn't like to lay around.
He doesn't like to lay around, and it's making him crazy. And on top of it, like when you're laying on your side like that, you can't even like watch TV because everything is sideways.
Right.
You can't watch TV, you can't read, you can't, and you can get up for like 15 minutes. He can get up 15 minutes an hour. He can stand up straight and go to the bathroom or go eat something.
Oh my God, that's just so crazy.
Or shake it out, but pretty much you have to be laying there the whole time like that. And then in the middle of the night sometimes, it like affects me because I'm so paranoid about him not being on his side.
Right.
So I wake up every couple hours and I check that he's on his side. And if he's not on his side, I push him. Sometimes he rolls back on his back.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
no.
like when you have a baby and they were like, they have to be on their,
I was thinking of getting him like a wedge pillow or something, to keep him on his side.
You almost have to.
Mm-hmm. Really,
that would be really, really, I mean, it's hard no matter what, but that would be really hard for me because I never lay on my side.
Yeah.
I'm always on my back. So
it's weird when you're used to sleeping a certain way to force yourself to sleep another way.
I know.
But yeah, it's just been incredible. Like, wow. I mean, we never even saw it coming. We were joking at dinner that, don't get your eyesight fixed. You're
right.
You're fine with those floaters.
I don't know how I would be able to get Zach to lay in bed for a week.
It would not.
I think I'd have to like drug him. That'd be the only way.
Yeah, it's really hard.
And drugs work the opposite on Zach. So like if a drug's supposed to make you chill out, it makes him wired.
Oh God.
So I would have to figure out.
He'd be bouncing off the wall.
I'd have to give him Ritalin or something so that he would lay down and chill out.
I tell you, it is so challenging because he's like,
can't even.
What? I'm so bored. What am I going to do laying here like this? And you're gone all day. I'm like, oh my God. So the only what do you call it? Silver lining is I'm like, just catch up on your rest,
Could listen to audiobooks or something.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, what else could you do?
I could still shop. I could just try to sleep. Oh yeah, you would shop.
I would still be on my phone shopping, but no, my heart goes out to him.
Somebody told us Because I have those VR glasses, because I like to play those.
Yes,
Fun
you do.
fact, I like to play
My
those
12-year-old's boyfriend over here.
I love it. I love it. I love the zombie game. I love the Star Wars. I love it. So someone told us that if you put those VR goggles on,
Yeah.
it could entertain him because
Is
whatever
he
way you
allowed to
turn, you
put
can see it.
Is he allowed to put,
I don't
like,
know.
sunglasses or glasses on at all?
I don't know. So that'll be a question we can ask
Oh, yeah,
the
because
doctor. We're going for a follow-up.
I
So.
wonder if he's even allowed to. I mean, he doesn't wear glasses, but I wonder if he would even be allowed to wear anything.
Well, he wears the sunglasses, when we go to the doctor's appointment and stuff back and
Oh,
forth.
yeah.
Put
Do they let him?
dark glasses
Yeah,
on. Yeah,
because
yeah.
a lot of times when you have,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't stand getting my eyes dilated.
Yeah, I don't like it
I
either.
find it to be the most uncomfortable
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I try really hard to I'll skip the one, I mean, we already know how bad I am with that, but
Yeah.
it's like, what are you supposed to
Yes,
get
we
your eyes?
know.
Supposed to get your eyes dilated every 3 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I always try to skip the one visit. I'm like,
Mhm.
well, you've got the computer image of my eye and you're telling me everything looks good. Do we really have to do that? Yes. I'm like, ugh.
Well, you know what? Okay, you know me. First
You're
of all,
preemptive and really great with everything.
well, I'm Jewish, so I'm neurotic about my health. I'm neurotic and I'm a hypochondriac. Yeah.
Oh, you sound like Ozzy.
The minute Gilby told me he's seeing black spots, I'm like, I see black spots. I see black spots.
Oh,
Maybe
do
I
you
need to
do
go get my
that?
eyes. Yeah. Now I'm like, I have every time Frankie always makes fun of me. She's like, oh, I don't feel good. I'm like, oh, I don't feel good. I got issues. I got a lot of issues. But it's generational. But
Goes hand in hand with misophonia, maybe.
seriously. But honestly, if anything goes wrong with your vision, please, please, please just go make an appointment within 24 hours and go get it checked out because you don't want to take chances with your vision ever. Speaking of my neuroses, I went and I got my mammogram.
Oh, I knew you were going to bring this up.
Because you need to go get yours.
Yeah, thanks to you saying this yesterday, I got a phone call from the friggin' Sheila, whatever her name is, breast center. I'm like, Daniela, did you give them my phone? They haven't called me in months. I was
put
hoping
it out into the universe and I call her. But yes, so I made an appointment for my annual mammogram and I went. But the interesting thing was I went to go get my mammogram and they gave me the option of doing an AI risk analysis for my future. And so AI analyzes your scan and tells you what your risk is of developing breast cancer in the future. So what was interesting, so I opted for that, of course, because, I got issues. Like most people are like, oh, I don't want to know that.
No
I'm like, no, I
way.
want to know.
That would not be good for me.
Well, I wanted to know. So my mammogram results came back, and thankfully everything is normal.
Thank God.
Yes, thank goodness. The AI results came back too, and it said I had a 7% chance of developing breast cancer in the future.
Amazing.
Which you would think is amazing. You would think that that's low, but you know what? I researched it. Hey, it's for our listeners.
Yeah.
So I researched it, and do you know that 7% chance is average? It's an average risk.
Well, yeah, because they say 1 in
cancer.
8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in their life.
Yeah.
And then it goes up a little bit when you're older than 50
Yeah.
to 74 or whatever it is. Yeah, I get that. I'm not AI, but
I thought, that's
told
fantastic.
you.
That's a low risk. No, it's average.
It is interesting though, because sometimes when it's based on statistics as opposed to AI is using statistics, but it's analyzing them and giving you a percentage.
Yeah.
But when things like that are based on
It's also
statistics,
analyzing your scan.
oh, well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's great to have always a baseline. So it has a baseline. So now it'll tell you if there are changes. I actually did something medical this morning. I did a telemedicine visit with Hone Health, which I love all of these home health telemedicine visits that you can do one-on-one because you get 30 minutes or so of a doctor's undivided attention.
Right.
Which there's a lot to be said for that because when you're in the office, they're getting pulled 5 different ways. They're getting phone calls, and you're more vulnerable and nervous, I think, than when you're sitting with your phone. It just seems like for me, it makes me much more open and I feel like more of a connection with the doctor, which I really appreciate. So my reason to go on Hone Health is because it's for sexual health. So of course I'm all about that. I'm like, I'll make sure all that's working properly.
Yeah, of course you will.
But what's so amazing about this Hone Health, HONE Health, was that they do a full blood panel. They send a prescription for blood work to LabCorp or Q. Q, is it Q Quest or
Quest Diagnostics.
And you go in and they do very specific blood work for a full hormonal panel, your regular CBC, and also for your endocrine panel, which is really amazing. And then they get the results, and then you do a telemedicine visit, and you talk about any issues that you're having. And when we talked about it on a couple of podcasts ago, when I was saying there is not a lot of medical information out there when you're postmenopausal, I feel like it's getting better in other areas, but not postmenopausal. So I really wanted to have my hormone levels checked.
Yeah.
And
that's smart.
So I did the telemedicine visit right before I came in here. And the woman was telling me that the doctor was a female doctor and she was wonderful. And she was going through everything with me and she was saying that my estrogen levels, my progesterone levels, my testosterone levels, everything is well within the normal range for being postmenopausal. I'm 10 years almost, or like eight years postmenopausal. So she said everything is right where it should be. But that said, there are options for me for feeling low libido. There are options for having because you can still get perimenopause and menopausal symptoms when you're postmenopausal. You can get night sweats and hot flashes, and you can still have, mood swings and
fantastic
sleeping.
Fantastic.
But some people don't, and I don't, but you can.
It's just so ridiculous.
I know.
When is it going to stop?
Well, I mean, your hormones are basically you
think because you're past it that it would stop, but no, you still get symptoms.
Well, we always have some trace levels of hormones in our body, hopefully.
Yeah.
And it controls everything. It controls your endocrine system.
Yeah.
It controls,
it controls everything.
Your brain controls your hormones. It's not just physical. Yeah. So one thing that she said to me was that, yes, because my hormone levels are so low and some of them are really high, which is the way it works with being postmenopausal, like your FSH levels, without getting boring and too technical, but they go way up because your ovaries are putting out these hormones trying to get you to ovulate, even though there's almost nothing left there for it to happen. So it's kind of like the same thing premise with thyroid. It's like your TSH levels will be through the roof when you have an underactive thyroid because your thyroid is putting all these hormones out there to try and like get it going. And so that was extremely high. And she said to me, believe it or not, I am a candidate for estrogen if I wanted to do it, if I wanted to have progesterone. She said that mostly what she foresaw something.
So your thyroid was high? Was like overactive?
My thyroid panel, I'm just using that as an example. Mine specifically is fine.
Fine, okay.
My FSH level was really high, which means that my ovaries are trying to put out hormones.
I see.
ovulate.
Yeah.
Not going to happen. But
Yeah.
anyway, and I also had ovarian surgery when I was 16 years old.
Yeah.
I only had one ovary. That's why I got pregnant so easily, because the one ovary compensated with the loss of the other, and I ovulated
Oh.
twice a month.
Wow.
That might
Interesting.
also be why the doctor was explaining to me why I went into menopause so early,
Uh-huh.
because I ovulated twice a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
oh, interesting.
boring science talk. But one thing that I really want to share with everybody, which I was super excited about, there are new options to deal with low libido that are not hormonal.
Oh.
She said that the next level of help would be to use testosterone, a testosterone
Yes.
cream, or to take
Yes.
oral testosterone. But what she has prescribed for me, and what I was so excited about, is this. I had to put it in my phone because I was
always wondering about that, because men get Viagra. What are women supposed to do?
okay. So this is approved for men and women.
Uh-huh.
This is called PT 141, and it's non-hormonal, but it's a peptide, and it boosts libido in both men and women. For men, it actually helps with ED, erectile dysfunction, but for women, and it was literally, thank you for something finally with us in mind, it was developed for women, but it seems to have a helpful effect for men as well,
Wow.
because it addresses the brain issue with a low libido. It's not the
Oh.
physical issue, it's a brain issue. What she prescribed for me, so interesting, is a nasal spray.
Oh.
And it's
And
so
is it
cool.
it's prescription?
It's a prescription,
Okay.
but it is non-hormonal. It's a peptide. And what it does is she said you spray it in one nostril, you wait 30 minutes, and then you do the other nostril, and you do it 3 times a week.
Uh-huh.
And it should build up your brain and your central nervous system's libido.
Oh, wow.
It should rev it up.
And how long does it take effect? Like, is it instantly? Does it build over time?
They want you to do it 3 times a week, kind of like the way you change your patch.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to just put a slow, steady,
Oh, okay.
even level
Of hormone or effect or whatever it is.
libido.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's something that you stop doing. I think it's something that you do. And then there was also topical cream that's more of an arousal gel.
Mhm.
But it's amazing because these things are now being developed, and
Yeah.
they've been in clinical trials and stuff for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. She was explaining to me different.
That's great that
And
there's
so I'm super excited.
yeah,
I'm going to
there's
try that
options.
first
Yeah.
before I go to testosterone. But after I
Wow.
see Mr. Wild and I'm on it for a while, I'll report back.
Very exciting news,
Yes.
especially for Mr.
Yeah,
Wild.
of course, I'm all about sexual health. I'll go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Any day, anytime, because to me, I mean, I'm a Scorpio.
She'll be headless, but she'll be going down for sexual health.
if there's no sex drive, why do we even live? I mean, that's like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Everything is about sex. Fashion is about sex. Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, that's.
See, I knew I could make you smile.
Yes, you can. Always. But to our listeners, go get checked out. Anything going on with your eyes, go get your mammograms, go get your hormones checked, go get your colonoscopies, get it all checked.
Yeah.
Is it time for Flicks AF?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you see Honora yet?
No, I haven't had time.
Okay.
But you know what I watched?
What?
I started watching White Lotus.
Oh, I want to see. I have to go back.
Oh, my God.
Because they're in Thailand right now, right?
They're in Thailand, and the resort is stunning. You know what? It reminds me of the resort you sent me in Sedona. I
can't wait to go there. We're going.
We're going to go.
Yeah.
But it's filmed at this gorgeous resort in Sedona. I mean, in Thailand. And it is, I think they've only released 4 episodes so far, and I'm caught up.
This is what year? This is the third season? I have to watch the first 2.
I gotta say, It's tough to watch it without Jennifer Coolidge because, I mean,
Oh,
you know,
I love her.
I
That was
love
my
her too,
whole
but did you watch the second season?
No, I've
Oh, then
never
you don't
seen
know.
the first season.
Oh,
I'm gonna watch 1 and 2. I know, you've
but
been telling me.
Barb, it's so
And
good.
isn't the locale kind of like another character of the
Totally part of the whole thing is the locale. Yeah, and
I
they
can't
change it up.
What was the first one?
Oh, God. I think
Oh,
it
I'm
was
sorry.
Hawaii.
Okay.
I think the first one was Hawaii. I think the second one was Italy.
Oh,
So, and specifically, I think it was Lake Como.
okay.
Maybe not. I don't remember. But beautiful, 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 beautiful resorts. And this one is in Thailand. And Parka Posey is
Oh, I love her.
she plays a Xanaxed out of
Oh,
her mind
gotta love our 90s queen, one of the 90s,
mother and
yeah.
wife. She's hilarious.
She's fabulous.
She's so great, and it's got a great cast. Arnold Schwarzenegger's son.
Oh,
God, what is his name? What is his name, guys? I can't remember. Anyway,
is he the one
he's
that does the
young.
protein bars?
I don't know.
Really, really handsome.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember his name. But
Yeah, I don't know.
anyway, he's in it. One of the young girls from Game of Thrones is in it. She's great. That's it.
Patrick is the one that does the protein bars with his mom.
Oh, okay.
They have a
There you go.
supposedly they're phenomenal.
So, yeah, he's really good in it, and it's got a great cast. But I will say I'm a little bummed out that they changed the theme music because the theme music to White Lotus was also a character, and it ran throughout the whole series, and they changed it for this season, which was very upsetting. Frankie had told me that because she had seen it before me. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna hate it. That they changed the theme music because it's part of it."
Yeah.
The
So
theme
do they
music
do
is a
that
very
every
big part
season
of
as
it.
well?
No,
Or
it's always been the same. This is the
oh
first
no.
time that they changed it, and I was like, "Oh, you know how like you listen to Game of Thrones or The Sopranos, and you
Yes.
watch them, and the music is a character."
Absolutely.
So, but it's still it's good. I don't know where it's going yet, but it's looking good. It's looking
Oh,
good.
I can't
It's
wait
got
to
my
watch it.
attention, and I wish they would just load up all the episodes because I would love to just sit there and binge it, but you can't. And Gilby said to me, "Don't watch it. Let the episodes build so that we can binge it." But I
Zach
couldn't
does
help
that
myself.
too. It's so
Yeah.
annoying. He's so disciplined, even with
Yeah, Gilby
TV
too.
shows.
Uh-huh.
That is annoying as could be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I wonder
gonna.
if that's a musician thing because they are very disciplined.
Zach's just like, it's like a ritual.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to finish Royal Gemstones because the new
And
season
there's a
just
new
got.
season.
I
It
know,
looks,
and
it looks
we're
really
still
good.
in the middle, almost to the middle of the second season, and he's like, "You can't watch it without me." I'm like, "Well, now there's a third season."
Yeah, and I think I started watching the new season of Righteous Gemstones. God, that show's funny.
Oh, is it Righteous? Royal Righteous?
Righteous.
Of course, I said Royal. Sorry.
Yeah, the Righteous Gemstones.
I
and I
love.
think Bradley Cooper is in it.
No.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
him.
excited.
Yeah, I think it's him. I think I recognize him. So yeah, so there you have it. White Lotus, third season is out, and it's worth a watch so far.
I was listening to Howard Stern, as I do, as you do. And did you see that did you hear that he was talking about, he went to a Waker funeral and everyone there was telling him to watch a show they said is literally the best show that's ever been created on television called Paradise on Hulu.
No, I haven't heard about it.
I have it queued because I'm going to have to watch it. He said that he's been watching it and he was going off about Hulu giving him the little circle and being annoying as hell.
Yeah.
But he said it's the only reason he got Hulu is because everyone was telling him, "Oh my God, this is the best show ever created on television."
Really?
And I'm so excited to watch it because I love everything that he recommends.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to. He
I'll
said
have
that
to
it
check
has
it out.
not disappointed. He said because that's a real big buildup for someone that's going to talk about it.
Speaking of which, what do you think are some of the best series, TV shows that you've ever watched on?
Oh, God, that's a tough one.
I can tell you mine.
I mean, if we want to talk, clearly Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Those are like.
Yeah.
Those, yeah.
I love Curb.
Oh God, I
love
think
The
about.
Sopranos.
Oh yeah,
I love
6
The
Feet
Sopranos,
Under was
Curb
amazing
for me, but the all time was Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad for me like jumped the shark. Like I was like, okay. After that, I don't even know how you can make a better series than that. That was so good.
You're going to be super disappointed in me. I've
you
never
watched
seen one episode of Breaking Bad.
Game of Thrones.
I've never watched.
Oh my God!
I've never watched the zombie one either. What was the big zombie?
Walking Dead.
Yeah, I've never saw that either.
You know, Walking Dead was good, but I only liked it the beginning parts of it, and then like towards the end of the series, like I don't like it.
I loved Shameless until the last.
Oh, Shameless was great.
The last when Emmy Rosen wasn't on anymore.
Yeah,
it kind of went too crazy. It got too crazy for me. But I loved that show. I love William H. Macy. I loved 6 Feet Under.
Yeah. The Americans.
Dexter.
Did you ever see The Americans?
No.
Oh, that was really
Actually,
good.
You did tell me to. I started to watch it and I liked it.
The
but
Americans is great. It's with God, what is her name? Oh,
Jake, Charlie, we need your help.
Yeah. We need a young memory in here somewhere. Carrie, no. Carrie Russell. Oh, look at me go. Carrie Russell.
Her.
Yeah, she's great. And it's about a Russian couple that pose as an American family. They come to America and they're Russian spies.
Yes.
And they come to America and they pose as an all around American family. And it takes place in the 80s. So the music is really great. The fashions are really great. And it's sexy and it's great. Spy.
Oh, I loved Sons of Anarchy too.
Sons of Anarchy.
Forgot about that
fantastic.
One. Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Yeah. A lot of great shows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but Breaking Bad for me was
some
like,
of it now.
Breaking Bad was just.
I'll have to watch it. I love Bryan Cranston.
So good. So good. Anyways, is it time for Barb's Bag of Tricks?
Sure. So
what you got?
One of the presents I gave you yesterday, which is so funny because you
and
I we are so
insane.
Literally like 6 degrees of separation with like I think of something or get it in my algorithms and buy it. And then I'll say to you, I got you a present. You're like, look at what I just put in my phone that I need to get. So I have it on right now. So
I tried it out last night. It looks great on you. I love it.
I love it. So this is this crazy tattoo lip liner that I saw about maybe a year ago. Billie Eilish is a big fan, apparently.
Yeah.
And you put this crazy looking black lip liner on, and it's kind of vinyl-esque.
Yeah, it looks like vinyl.
And you put it on your lip and you let it dry.
It's like it's a paintbrush. It's liquid, and you have to paint it on your lips.
And then you peel it off, and then it leaves like a stain. It's almost, they say it's a tattoo lip liner. I have it on right now, and
it looks
this
great.
was the only color that appealed to me. They have a couple of other colors, but
it's the nude.
It's so good.
Okay, so I found out about it because
I love it
because I'm a 12-year-old boy.
Oh wait, let me say it's called WeHo. OUHOE.
WeHo a lot.
But it's cruelty-free, fragrance-free. Sorry, I want to tell everybody where they could find it, but you tell
you
tell
us how
online. I got it online. It was an Instagram purchase, but you can. There is a website. But go ahead.
I found it because I follow on TikTok. I follow this sex worker named Blue Eyed Kayla Jade, and she's a young sex worker, and she's I don't
fantastic.
know. I love her. She's super pretty, and she talks very openly about what she does for a living and her experience and how much money she makes doing these tricks but she's more than that. She talks a lot about like not only about being a sex worker, but she also talks about beauty. But she does while she's talking about what she
makeup
just did,
on while
she's doing her skin routine, and she's putting on her makeup, and she's counting her money, and sometimes she's making herself a charcuterie board. Sometimes she's mixing a cocktail, and she's just fascinating. But
God bless her.
Yeah, she has like 2 million followers. I'm not the only one fascinated by her. She is really interesting to listen to because she's so kind of honest
Real.
and just real, very real,
Yes, I agree.
and she talks about everything that she's going through, and she talks about, how, being a sex worker is, it also messes with her head and how she has, emotional issues from it. But this is the path she has chosen, and she's doing it to make as much money as much money as she
Right.
can, as fast as she can. And she wanted to buy a house, and she did. And, but she sits there and she's like, okay, well, last night I had this guy and, he wanted me to shove all kinds of things up his back door and
Oh my
I made
God.
$5,000 and she counts her money. And I'm like, okay. And then the next thing you know, she's like playing with her cat and, and she's
But
like, look how cute my cat is.
She used this lip liner?
She used the lip liner. She uses it all the time and she puts it on. Thank you for bringing me back to the point of what we were talking about.
It's my job.
I digress. I'm so easily distracted by shiny things. And she all the time, she does her whole skincare routine and she puts on all these potions and things. And then at the very end, she puts on this lip stuff.
Yeah.
And peels it off and then puts on lip gloss.
That's all. Yeah.
And she's done. And she looks amazing.
It's
so I've been fascinated by it. And I've
fantastic.
been wanting to try it. And then yesterday you and I were at a meeting and you go, oh, by the way, I bought you this. And I looked at you like you were an alien living in my head. And I was like, why are you always in my head? I just literally watched Blue-Eyed Kayla Jade talk about this stuff.
Well, it's really crazy because it took forever to get it.
Yeah,
I'm
sold
sure
out
it's
everywhere.
because of Billie Eilish.
Yes.
Or I think there's another celebrity that's really fabulous and younger that does it. What's so nice about it is you and I are always having to put our lip liner on.
Yeah.
This really does last all day.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Because people always think you and I have lip fillers.
Yeah, no.
No, we overline our lips, okay?
And
Calm down.
actually, when I
you
went
have
to
very big
Smashbox and you should have seen them when I was a little girl. They entered the room before my
I'm
little
sure.
face. A makeup artist at Smashbox who I won a thing for my birthday through Sephora, and we went and Randy and I both had full on makeovers with Smashbox. And the woman who did my makeup, who actually is a huge fan of Frankie B, I think she did one of your shows at one point because I was telling her about our podcast and she was like, I know Daniela. Anyway, beautiful Black woman who did my makeup. And she said to me, I said, I like to overline my lips a little. And she said, look at your lips. See that white line? That is not overlining. That is your lip line.
Yeah.
So you don't have to actually say that you overline your lips. That is your lip line.
Yeah, I actually do overline my lip because I'm a 90s.
I will always be a 90s girl at heart.
Yeah, remember we used to use the
Maybelline?
Spice? No, the MAC Spice Liner is what I always used.
They
I
just
used the
brought
MAC
back
Spice
the
Liner.
old school one.
Yeah. And then I would just fill it in with whatever light beige I had going on from MAC and a clear lip gloss. And I still do it, except for now.
Did you used to light your Maybelline
the eyeliner
on
yes,
fire? And
yes.
It's the best.
You had to light it on fire to melt it. So you got a really good, straight, black
Yes.
line. Yeah.
And the best was even when you took it off, the next day you woke up with that best Kate Moss lived-in liner because you couldn't get it off.
Well, the best part was I never took it off. I would just go to sleep, wake up, go to work like
Maybe
that.
she did too, but it was like, it was so definitive of that 90s.
Oh, yeah, totally. I always did. I always lit it on fire. That little red Maybelline
Sharpen it to the point that it was like a stub.
Oh, yeah. There was like nothing left.
No, you had to sharpen it every time because you burned it to, we made our own liquid liner.
We sure did. But now I use the Makeup Forever lip liner that I love.
I use the same one. I love it. 661 or 606. We like both of them.
I love it. I use that. And then I use Honey Love MAC lipstick.
I love that too.
For the inside.
Sometimes it's a little warm for me, but I do love it.
I love that one. And then I use the MAC Clear Gloss.
Which there's nothing better.
Yeah.
You and Frankie turned me on to those, and the MAC makeup room wipes, they are the best ever.
They're the best.
So good.
Yeah, they're really good because a lot of times, you go to hotels and they have those white towels, and I wear a lot of eye makeup. I don't like to dirty the towels, so I use the MAC wipes first.
You know what I love about them too is we all know we've talked about it. I've talked about it more than anybody wants to hear anymore because I am really stringent with sunscreen.
Yeah.
And the sunscreen, the tinted, gets over on everything.
Yeah.
Those makeup wipes by MAC take it all off.
Yeah.
They really do. And if you get a little bit on your shirt, use one of those MAC wipes. It actually works. Like the Tide, the little
I do that sometimes
pens
too.
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really good stuff.
Those are really great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how much time do we have? How long have we been?
Oh, yeah, we don't have our clock today.
Yeah. Okay, I think we've gabbed long enough then.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
I got to try and get home before they close the freeway because there is a chance that we're getting snow. We had hail yesterday.
You did get hail.
We did. I had hail right when I was driving home from our meeting. It rained, and then all of a sudden it was like little pellets of hail.
Yeah.
But when today there is a chance that there's snow close enough in proximity, so they close the freeway right by my house when it snows, even if it's half a state away. So I got to get home to
you got to get there before they close it all up.
And it's a Friday, which is
one of these days I'm coming over. We got to make a date. I want to come over. I want you to put highlights in.
I was going to ask you, what we should do this in this next weekend or the weekend after, because Zach is still not home. So my house is not stressfully cluttered.
Okay. Sounds
It's not a hoarder's paradise at this moment.
1-800-JUNK has been there. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please check us out on all of our socials, Honest AF Show, all across the board, and honestafshow.com. Make sure to check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, check us out on YouTube so that,
And if you have any questions or suggestions for show topics, let us know. We'd love to hear from you.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
We obviously need to do a disclaimer here, so we want you to know we are not doctors or experts by any stretch of the imagination. We are just a couple of gals that are looking for magical products, procedures, and experiences. And in our quest, we will share our honest as fuck opinions with you. So please make sure before you try anything we talk about that you know your own restrictions and do so at your own risk. Do not blame us for any of your issues. We're just experimenting too.